Hi, I'm Jana, and this is a real mom car tour of the 2025 Chevrolet Equinox RS. I will have other videos on the Equinox. I released one earlier this year from a studio that was a first look, and I'm excited today because I am in Minneapolis and I am driving the RS, the LT, and the new Activ trim level. So you'll see different videos on my channel with those other trim levels, so stick around, like, subscribe, or whatever if you want all that information. Okay, so in this quick tour, I'm going to tell you what I liked and what you need to know. So let's get to it.
If you're new here, I'm glad you found me. Hi, I'm Jana, and I give real mom car tours. I am a boy mom, auto enthusiast, and I'm an Aquarius, which means my life and sometimes these tours are a little bit chaotic, but they are fun. So buckle up and let's get back to it.
The first thing you should know that this engine is a carryover. It is still going to have the 1.5 liter under this hood. The one difference is it's going to be paired with a CVT and front wheel drive, but it is available in all-wheel drive, and that's going to come with an 8-speed automatic transmission. So you're going to make 175 horsepower in both the front wheel and the all-wheel drive, but your torque is going to be a little bit different. It's going to make 184 pound-feet of torque in your front wheel drive and just over 200 pound-feet of torque in the all-wheel drive. I'm going to turn on the lights so that you can see how they look. Can we see? Yes, we can. Oh my God, somebody just started up a lawnmower, and I hope you can still hear me. One of the things you're going to notice right away is this front end has been revised. It's a little bit higher and broader and has a little bit more of the... Okay, that ain't it. Lawnmower man's going to have to move on. One of the things you'll notice right away is that this front end has been revised. It's a little bit taller and wider and has a more bold feel. It is integrating that truck DNA that they've put into the new Traverse, and I really, really like the feel of it. You have LED running lights, your daytime running lights here, which are a carryover from others, and I had them on. Did they go off? I bet they went off because we were waiting so long for the man. There's 3 trim levels, the RS, the LT, and Activ. And you're gonna notice the RS because it's gonna have more of your high gloss black trim up front. You're gonna have more of this gloss black trim that you can see across here that carries all the way around and down here and in the front. The other trims come standard with 17-inch wheels, but the RS comes standard with 19s, and you do have the option to upgrade to a 20-inch wheel, which I always go for the bigger wheel. I know we were talking about the truck DNA in the front, and they brought it here too. This more squared off wheel well is more like what you're gonna see in the Chevy Colorado. Just injecting that truck DNA because people want something that feels bigger, bolder, and more substantial, and they're giving that this look so that the side body looks more like a vehicle you want to drive and less like a vehicle that you have to drive. So they revised the front end and the wheel wells, the side body, giving you the choice of bigger tires, and they didn't forget the rear end either. You have your LED lights. I like the way this feels a little bit wider and boxier. You have your black top. So you can choose to have a two-toned with a black roof. Of course, you can get body colored. It really is up to you. I don't normally like two-toned, I'm gonna be quite honest with you, but I think it works with this, especially with the red. It's really pretty. I like how in the RS, our badging is blacked out. We have an exposed wiper, and let me just show you what it looks like in your cargo area. This is a dedicated 2-row 5-passenger. We have lights in the back, one on either side so we can see what we're doing. You have 3 sets of top tethers, 3 head restraints. GM's gotten a lot of heat in the past for not putting a head restraint in 3rd rows or in middle seats. We have one here, which is very important. Under here, you do have a spare, and you just have really good cargo room. I don't have my suitcase because I already checked into the hotel, but I think you can see that I fit back here just fine, which is absolutely not relevant because nobody's putting a person back here. And if you are, let me know that in the comments, who's riding in the back. But spatially, this is really good. We also have a 12-volt plug back here in case you want to do the tailgate thing. And these seats lay flat, and I'm going to see if I can do this with grace. Is my bag there? There you go. Flat-ish. That's not completely flat. You guys drug me around the internet recently when I said, oh, it's flat, and it wasn't absolutely flat. So I'm gonna bring you in so you can see this for it yourself. So what do you say? I don't call that flat, but you know what? In all fairness, I may have something in that seat. Let's just take a quick look. Nope, I do not. So that is how it lays down. But even you could get a dog crate or something in here. To me, I'm calling this flat. It's on a 60-40 split. I'm a little bit ahead of myself because normally I kind of come through and show you this towards the end, but I like the way we just flowed in here. I hope you do. So you do have a power lift gate. We're gonna do a test. Obviously we all know if I touch this button, it'll close. If I start to pull it, some of them will close, this one won't, but let me tell you what that does. This helps you set your height for your garage. So if you have a lower entry, a shorter roof, or whatever the case is, if you're a short person and don't want to jump, you can pull this down and set this height so that next time it opens, it should stick at this height, which is custom for you. So we're just gonna shut this down and we're gonna go inside because I think I've shown you everything on the outside of the RS so far. RS stands for Rally Sport, in case you did not know that. It is going to give you your more sporty feel. It is the sportier, more dynamic looking trim level. And the sportiness here is coming from your black accents, the fact that you can get bigger wheels and tires. New for 2025, you have this 11-inch fully digital gauge cluster or driver display. This button toggles and shows me my map. You do have Google Maps. And this is how you control your heated steering wheel. You have hands-free voice. I need directions to the Quincy.
Quincy Hall is 13 minutes from your location by car in light traffic.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of that, but I want you to see the voice assistance works really well. This is how you set your cruise control over here. And this is how you toggle your all-wheel drive, your parking brake, your auto hold button, your auto stop start. One of the things I like are the round turbine-like vents with the additional red. It looks smart, it looks stylish. There's a close-up of that trim and you can see here. The other thing that I do appreciate is this one-piece display. Now it's not one screen, it is two separate screens, but instead of it looking like they just strapped an iPad or something here, I like the way it flows. So this is a first time for Equinox, an 11.3-inch digital color touchscreen. It has wireless connectivity. Well, how can I get a good angle on this without seeing my shorts? We're just gonna have to go with it. I'm gonna give you a better angle, but I'm not doing a fantastic job. You have wireless connectivity. You control your lights from here. You can see your cameras and you have really good surround sound. That's each side of the front of my Equinox and the back, what's in front of me, and what is behind me. So you have a really clear 360 view. If I want to get out of that, you have your power window lockout, and that is if you have people in the back seat and you don't want them controlling it. You control your traction control, your high beams, and your park assistance here. Obviously, all of your audio here. And then you can, I don't know if you saw this when I just did some GMC stuff. If you don't want the whole box to be just a map, if you hit this, you can divide it up and have different things on your screen just to customize it. And then back to home. Home is where you have your Alexa built in, your Google Assistant, your Google Play Store. You have your vehicle status, which is going to show you all kinds of stuff like your oil life, your tire pressure, and you can check each tire individually, which I think is so helpful. It tells you your brake pad life and then your air filter. So no more questioning when you go to the dealership and they're like, oh my gosh, your air filter is garbage. You're like, actually, brother, it's 100%. So you have broken out with your tires and brakes, your fluid and filters. You get your engine stats, with your oil pressure and temperature. All my gearheads, I know you guys love to see all these specific things, and fuel economy. So in this car, I haven't been driving it all day, but 33 has been the best. Average 15 because I've basically been sitting here, so I don't feel like that's very accurate. But I will put MPG on the screen because it's actually not a number that I know at this point, so I will get back to you on that. While we're here in our center stack, I do want to show you how pretty the RS is when it comes to design. I think it looks really sporty. Hopefully you do. Let me know if it's your vibe in the comments. This is where you control your heated and ventilated seats. We certainly don't need them heated today, even in Minneapolis. I like the fact that your climate is pulled out because sometimes I just need to be able to be like, oh my God, I'm hot, and get it down to low. You can still charge with a USB and a USB-C. You have a really nice tray for storage. You charge your phone here. Sideways, you have 2 cup holders. This is your drive mode selector, and it's a great time for me to talk to you about drive modes. Another storage here. You have 3 drive modes in Equinox. You have normal, which is your everyday around town driving. Off-road, which will automatically put you in all-wheel drive. And then you have snow and ice, which will also be all-wheel drive, but the suspension and the handling will be built for snow and ice. You still have pretty good storage under here. Actually, I'd call that great storage. It's really deep. A glove box. And that's all pretty standard stuff. But one of the things I love seeing is a camera in the rearview mirror. Still having a place to put sunglasses, big fan of that, and a pano roof, which for this price point, I freaking love. In the back seat of the Equinox, I'm gonna move my GoPro stuff, and it's really not a bad back seat. These seats are indented, so for longer legs, you have plenty of, so I'm 5'7", this was not set for me, but it's set at the same driver, and I have really good legroom. I have great headroom. I appreciate this pano roof even more back here. I have a bottle holder in each door. I wouldn't say a cup holder because it's not shaped that way, but I do have an additional 2 cup holders under this armrest. These seats are also heated, standard heated seats, which is so amazing. Like I mentioned, your vents are here in the center console area. You have 2 USB-C chargers. You have 2 sets of ISOFIX latches here and here. And these are so easy to use. So I do nothing gracefully. You pop these out and you see where to hook your car seat stuff in. It's really easy. But then if they're not in use, you know, the crumbs and dirt and stuff isn't falling in there, that covers it up. You still have this really pretty red and blue stitching back here, still having good bolstering. I mentioned a head restraint, which is important even for the middle seat. And I'm going to show you if we had 2 convertible car seats installed, or a convertible and a bucket, you could still ride here. It's very comparable to the RAV4, for example. No, it's not going to be that comfortable, but mamas and dads, we've done it. Grandmas, we've done it. It can be done. Squeezing these childbearing hips back here. I showed you the 60-40 split. I want you to see it from this angle so you can discern if you think that's flat enough for you or not. And I think that's pretty much it. So what do you think so far of the refresh 2025 Equinox RS? Go to my page and look at the LT, which is going to be the trim level that you're going to see the most on the roads. That's going to be the mass market appeal. And then the Activ. And the Activ is a whole nother animal. And I'll tell you more about that in a different video. But it's cool. It's the very first time Equinox has ever had an active trim level, and I like it. So let me know what you think. The only thing I haven't touched on is MPG, and I'm going to put those numbers right here because honestly, I don't remember them and I don't want to say it incorrectly. But I can tell you a lot of people are going to be so triggered that it has a 1.5 liter engine. For this price point and for this gas mileage, you can't have a huge engine. It just is what it is. I forgot to mention, with your 2-tone roof, you also have black roof rails, which look great. You have cameras here on each mirror, in the front and in the back, and that's what gave us that really pretty surround view. And I think that's it. These are available for sale now. Pricing is online. You can even build yours at Chevrolet.com. So if I'm your vibe and you like this quick tour, or if you want to see more content like this, like or subscribe right here on YouTube. And you can also find me all over social media. I'm on TikTok and Instagram and at realmomcartours.com. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.